Gender Inequality in China and Japan by Angeline Harris. So, the gender imbalance in China and Japan is a very serious issue. Um, China actually has tried to make things a little better for women by establishing the National Program for Women's Development, but there still is some work that needs to be made. One of the bigger issues in China is the sex imbalance, as for every 100 boy births, there are 87 girl births. And also Japan has 120 out of 156 ranking when it comes to the World Economic Forum Global Gender Gap Index report. Women educational opportunities in China. So China actually has tried to improve educational opportunities for women by establishing the 1986 9-year compulsory education law and the 1995 education law of the People's Republic of China. And this actually has increased literacy rates for women. China doesn't have an issue with letting women into universities, but the bigger issue is that more prestigious universities tend to favor males when admitting students. And because of this, women are more likely to have to study abroad because, like, for example, one more prestigious university had a 34 to 66 ratio of females to males. Women educational opportunities in Japan. So the graduation rates for women are lower than those of men, and women, because of stereotypes, women are more likely to stick to being educated on things like teaching, nursing, social work, and healthcare because they are more likely to have to go after jobs that are deemed appropriate for women, so they are less likely to try to get jobs in accounting and engineering. Women in the Chinese workforce. So even though there has been an improvement in the Chinese economy, women are less likely to feel these positive outcomes as the percentage of women in the workforce has decreased from the 1980s to about now. It was also stated that about 19% of the civil service jobs that had stated that they were looking for more applicants, they had actually been looking specifically for men. So the secretarial and sales occupations are filled 50% by women, and so of course they're going to be paid less than the jobs that are for men. Women will actually retire about 5 years in advance to men, so that could make up for some of it, or that does account for some of these imbalances. Women in the Japanese workforce. So women starting out are going to make similar pay to that of men, but like around their 50s, the men will make a significant bit more than women. As you can see that the women, the pay that the women make will be around the same as they, by their 50s, will only make around 271,100 yen per month, and then men, you can see it's about 420,100 yen per month. Women will do about 4 times as much unpaid domestic housework as men, so they're going to have less time to work more. And also, one thing is that in the Japanese workforce, they have less of a need for a tea lady as they used to. Female leadership and representation in China. So there is a very small amount of female representation in China, and only about 25% of its members in China's Communist Party are women, so it's very low. There is zero female participation in China's Politburo Standing Committee, and so of course, no woman has been able to obtain the title of presidency because of that. And so in general, there is about a 23.9% female involvement in parliament, so in worldwide, so China's is similar to that. Female leadership and representation in Japan. So it has been stated that only about 24% of Japanese citizens feel comfortable having a woman as a CEO of a company that they would work for, so they are very uncomfortable with female representation, and also because of this, only about 10% of positions in parliament are held by women. These are my resources.